As a reminder, if anybody's having any issues finding the recordings, we do send them out in the newsletter. We will send them in the LinkedIn private group. And then you always have access on the website in the members only section. So if you're listening to this or watching live, if you needed to go back, to any videos in the past years or just from last week, there's multiple places that you can find it. And I know that a lot of people watch the recordings, but in case you have any issues tracking them down, please let us know. Just a few quick announcements as more people are popping in here. As a reminder, Glamping Show is in end of September, early October. Very excited for this year. If you haven't gone in the past, as a reminder, the early bird pricing ends at the end of June. So this is the cheapest that the tickets will be. And had a few questions this past week, so just wanted to clarify. There's a few different ways that you can participate. The Monday is going to be the basic session and the financial sessions. That's a half day for each. So we'll start in the morning and end around 4 o'clock. That's a separate ticket. The speaker series does start Tuesday and goes into Wednesday. And so you're able to participate with those separately. And then there's also a exhibitor only or exhibit only ticket, which is free. So if you show up the day of, I forget what it's priced at, but if you just register beforehand, let's say if you've been to the show, a few years running and just wanted to check out the vendors and manufacturers and see what's new, you can always just show up to that. And all you have to do is pre-register or register on the spot, but it's free if you pre-register, so might as well do it that way. And that's also a version. So there's multiple ways for you to participate. Just seeing what is in the works. It's, I think, an exciting year for the show. A lot of new things, a lot of new vendors and manufacturers and speakers. So if you have any questions about how you might want to best interact, just let us know and we can walk you through the options and we'll go from there. As a reminder, we'll continue to send out the LinkedIn invite group. So there is a member only private group. A bunch of people do have, I know some people are active in it and some people are not. But if you need access to it, let me know. There are invites that kind of the way that it works out is that we've sent most people the invite. You might have missed it because sometimes we get a bunch of different LinkedIn notifications. We can't resend it, so it's just there, but we can resend something in a email address. So if you need access to it, let us know. We can just send you another link so that you can access it at your own time. And then also the Glamping Operator Certificate is live, so that is up and running for members. So if anybody needs access to that through the Glamping University, let us know. I've had a good group of people start that already. And it's a great way, especially if you're on the front end of the process, trying to really get a lay of the land and all the different bits and pieces of important information, everything from business plans to risk mitigation to site selection, all of that is on there. So please reach out if you'd like access or information on how to access that. So today we will do our Glamping business spotlight, again, for anybody who is listening live or to the recording sometime in the future. We want to do our best to make sure that people are having access to different organizations on all different sides of the glamping industry. And so we find these sessions helpful just to see, who's out there, connect business names with faces and email addresses and websites. So even if you're not presenting today, feel free to please also include your information in the chat, your website, who you are, or any questions that you might have, or anything that you're trying to chase down. And then obviously presenters, everybody will have about 5 minutes or so. You can share your screen or not necessary, but you feel free if you'd like to. And then please leave your kind of name, email address, website, and any information that you would like to share. And we like these sessions because it just gives people, humanizes. I know we get bombarded with a lot of information, newsletters, things on LinkedIn, but just to kind of humanize everybody's business and say, hey, here's who we are, here's what we do. If you're interested in learning more, or if you know somebody who would, please pass it along. And I know how busy everybody is, and so sometimes it's hard to just take a seat and just say, all right, who's out there and who's doing some exciting stuff, because really, everybody on this call who's speaking and everybody who will speak in the future, everybody's doing such a great work, moving their business forward and working on some exciting things. And we just want to make sure everybody has at least a few minutes to talk about it. So without further ado, we'll kick it off with Jim, if you want to go ahead and get us going with Timber Hut, and then we'll move on to the next company after that.
Sure. Well,
Stage is
first of
all
all,
yours,
thank
Jim.
you. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the invite and the support. We are Timber Hut is extremely excited to be a continuing partner with the AGA, and we were new members as of I think last summer, and had no idea what to anticipate attending our first show in Aurora in October. We're blown away by the interest and the support by the organization, and we can't wait to come back. Actually, I think we had a running count of how many actual days it was. I lost track of it. It's at the office, but we're pumped. So I guess if I were to share a little bit about us, we are, we're trying to carve a little bit of a niche out in the glamping and park model kind of category. So we're trying to do some things a little bit differently. In our acceptable tagline is we're building the exceptional standard, and that is basically distilled by understanding we require our guys to build with the utmost honesty and integrity, and they are artisans, and we expect great work out of them, and the end product shows that level of quality and integrity that we build into our products. We're trying to be creative and think about how to bring different or adjacent products to the market. And we're doing that by kind of moving out of just what I would say like a cabin or a park model, but we're in the process of kind of putting our menu of things to share for the show together. But we've created a nice little 200 square foot flex unit is what we're calling it. But the idea is that it can be configured to be a contrast therapy. So part sauna, part ice plunge, or maybe the end user wants it to be a yoga studio or a small workout room. These are really nice things that you could drop into a campground and add a different level of auxiliary opportunities, whether it's monetized or whether it's just part of the process that you like to get or part of the experience you want to provide your customers. We are also working with our good friends at Evolve. I think I saw Randy's name on the list here. At Evolve Hospitality, we are working collaboratively to develop fully integrated, I don't want to call them ADA units, but I will call them accessible units. And the intention here is to not build something really nice and then put some stuff in afterthought that makes it look like it's ADA compliant. So our intention is to make the accessibility ubiquitous throughout the structure itself, so that as people are staying in that unit, they don't necessarily know that it is accessible, but those that need the accessibility would certainly be able to take advantage of those opportunities in the structures. So we are, we're trying to make ourselves available in a few different areas. And I would say over the past year, most of our success has come in creating some great partnerships with like-minded people that want to do some things a little bit differently and do it at an exceptional level. So I don't have anything to share on my screen, but we do have some great examples of what we're doing at timberhut.com. We're super excited to come out, and I think we're going to have multiple units on display at the show, and we are just ready to kind of rock and roll. So I can be contacted at Jim@timberhut.com, if there's any questions or need for follow-up with anyone, would love to talk and learn more about the folks that are following up after me. So thank you for the time.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim. We're working on, I know you guys can use a Q&A, but we're working on enabling the chat feature. So we'll make sure everybody's information gets shared, and we'll make sure we put your website and your email address in there as well. But yeah, exciting stuff. Make sure you check out. You'll have a few spots, I believe, at the glamping show, right? So they'll be able to see a few units.
Yes, yeah, I think we have. I think we're all kind of quartered. We have a little village, a timber hut village.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's move on. I think Ben Corwin, we have you on. So we're going to move you over here. There we go. And then
Yep. Video, can we grab that, Ruben?
Yep, moving you on. There
No
we
worries.
go.
Perfect, thank you.
Perfect. All right.
And let me
It's all
just
yours.
bring up let's see if it wants it. Let's see. Let me grab that one. And we are Smiling Woods Yurts. We just joined the AGA a few months ago, but we've been around for 20 odd years now, building panelized wood-walled metal roofed yurts. So these are typically between about 150 all the way up to 1,500 plus square feet. You can combine them in any way, and they're a flat pack solution. Just to give you an idea, we've got our little teeny tiny Sagebrush 15. That's all of our yurts are referred to as diameters, as well as a couple 30s, 35s. These can be run as a full 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all the way up to something with a loft and a bunk room for larger groups, or just something tiny, a bed, maybe a half bath, or even just a standalone dry unit. And they come flat pack on a trailer. We've got a small manufacturing facility in Washington's Methow Valley, which is right next to North Cascades National Park. Our office is a yurt. We live in the round. And then just a few examples of what people have done. These typically in the glamping setting are used either as a sort of main hub, so a hangout space with a little kitchen, lounge area, or in tandem units. So for that larger getaway space, that's sort of for people who are staying with larger groups and just want that bigger space, or a little tiny just standalone unit. We've got a number of hospitality projects around the world actually now. We ship all over. Most of ours are custom one-off solutions, but we do also have a couple different prefab that are a little bit faster to build. And these are, we provide the shell kit only. So roofs, walls with windows, cedar siding, or a couple different siding options. And we've got choices for all of those. And you'll work with one of our designers or architects, as well as our engineering firm. And one of the unique things that we bring is this commercial steel roof, so galvanized or in a couple different varietals that meets or exceeds almost all insurance requirements, as well as 2x6 walls that are ready to insulate with the insulation of your choice. And then for super simple units, we can also provide interior paneling, sort of almost a SIPS-like concept. So we're really a full fabrication shop, wood shop, metal shop, etc., for any needs that are round. We don't do rectangles and don't do squares. That's a little bit about Smiling Woods. I will pop up this first slide here. I'm Ben Corwin. My colleague Jesse Davis is our sales manager. You can reach all of us at hello@smilingwoodsyurts.com or check out more models there. And then my direct line there, 510-730-2267. We will hopefully be at the show. One of the challenges with our yurts is that they are built on a permanent foundation and not designed to be readily disassembled and moved around. So we're building a model that will fit onto a trailer in 2 pieces. And that is the engineering challenge that we're hoping to solve in the next few weeks to get that mobile and road legal, road worthy. That's all I've got. Happy to answer any questions or connect with me, we're on the Slack via email, LinkedIn, Instagram. We're on all of those somewhat regularly. So, and thanks, Ruben, for kicking this off and bringing this showcase here. We're really excited to be part of the AGA group.
Yeah, Ben, you had a question that came in if these were self-constructible, or would we need a crew or a local GC to build them?
Yeah, it's all of the above. We've had everybody from weekend warriors who have never built anything more than a chicken coop, all the way up to full-scale GCs with a boom truck and a reach forklift. I'd say if you're doing these en masse, it's best to just have a local GC who can put them up really fast. We provide like a full installation manual and drawings and everything, but totally doable by a weekend or two. So if you were just going to pick up 1 or 2 units and see how those do on maybe your top view sites or something, that's very much something that I was just meeting with a couple who I don't know if they'd even built a chicken coop before, maybe some furniture with some Ryobi tools from Home Depot, and they are almost ready for their certificate of occupancy and have just been pecking away at it on the weekends. So it's and we make it easy. We're super available. Most of our team comes from construction backgrounds, so when you call the office and ask about how to spray foam a certain juncture, you'll be talking to a contractor rather than somebody who's never actually set one of these up before.
Okay, where are you guys based again?
We're in Winthrop, Washington, which is next to North Cascades National Park in Eastern Washington.
Awesome, perfect. We'll put your information. I've just been using the everyone chat there, so I've just been typing the information in.
Perfect.
With the permissions going, but Ben, thank you so much for popping in, and we'll make sure everybody has your information. All right, thanks, Ben. All right, moving on. Dylan, I think we got you in here, correct? I'm going to give you the quick permissions. There you are. And let me get you to hosting, make co-host. There you go. That way we can see your video if you'd like.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
Good. How you doing, Ruben? Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Floor is all yours.
Awesome. Well, I've been in and out of the AGA for the last few years and have been in the glamping industry for the last 10 years. Primarily over the last couple of years, been working on a hospitality consulting company that has primarily focused on large scale events, as well as working in the outdoor hospitality industry. Our company is called Connecting Roads, and we're based out of Boulder, Colorado. Right now, we're operating out of a farm out here on out of side of Boulder and Lyons. And so we're building 3 different kind of verticals within our company right now. One is still working on hospitality consulting and launching retreat centers, glamping sites, large scale resorts as well in the outdoor industry. And then we're primarily focusing right now as well as building farm experiences. So if anybody has properties that has anything with farms or want to integrate experience design into your properties, I'm always happy to hop on a consultation call to talk about experience. Guest experience is something that I'm really passionate about and something that I really enjoy to build into this industry, and excited just to see where this industry continues to grow and getting people outdoors. And then in addition to all of those projects that we have going on, we're also launching our podcast next month. So really excited to be interviewing a lot of trailblazers and change makers in the hospitality industry, primarily in the outdoor industry and retreat realm. So if anyone's out in Colorado, we're doing a lot of different retreats and experiences to bring together industry leaders, especially in the hospitality realm. So definitely reach out if you're going to be coming out into this area, or if you live out in Colorado. And I do have one ask for the group. If anybody does have any solutions on composting toilets, one of our clients that we're working with right now, he's building an off-grid off-grid bathhouse. And so we're vetting different partners in those spaces. So if anybody on the call does have anybody that they work with, would love to hear some solutions in that realm. But again, my name is Dylan. I work with Connecting Roads, and always happy to chat around experience design or just glamping and as a whole. So thank you, Ruben.
Yeah, and you guys had your first meetup the other day, right?
Yes, we had our first meetup. We had about 30 people come out to the farm and had a really great attendance of everywhere from hoteliers to glamping designers and a lot of people in the PR, videographers. So it was a really great turnout we had.
Awesome. And remind us too, what's the name of the podcast going to be?
So the name of the podcast is going to be The Road to the Unknown by Connecting Roads.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, once you have that, please send it over so we can make sure everybody has access to that.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Ruben. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dylan. All right, Drew, if you're on, we have you up next here from the BSC group. And we're going to give him permissions here. There we go. All right, Drew, are you there?
I am here. I just enabled some of these controls and we get the video going. All righty.
Perfect. All right, Floor. Sorry, with the new webinar feature, it's a little funky where we have to give people permissions one by one. But
yeah, no, I haven't seen that before. It threw me for a little bit of a loop. I'm like, how am I going to do this? But I see now, so we're all set.
Yep, all you.
Good to go. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks, Ruben. My name is Drew Sakula. I am with the BSC group out of Chicago. I am a commercial mortgage broker. We are with the BSC group, serving really two primary verticals, outdoor hospitality and self-storage, which is where we kind of got our start. We were founded back in 2009 and have closed more than $4 billion worth of debt financing since we were started. That includes over $100 million in outdoor hospitality over the last couple of years. So we've been quite active in the space. Really focus on the debt side. We do get involved a little bit on equity, we're in select spots, but generally we're a debt broker. We are very focused on developing long-term relationships with our clients, and that's how we've been successful over time, is not really being a one and done, just get a transaction done, but years down the line when it's time to refinance or build another property, we're there for you, and hopefully a good experience will lead to that. So I lead our outdoor hospitality vertical, working closely with our principals to execute deals really on the leading edge of the market. We're active with all types of lenders, including SBA and USDA, as well as local and regional banks, credit unions, private debt funds, life insurance companies, and commercial mortgage-backed securities. And I know what might be a fit for one organization very well may be different for another. So we work across that spectrum, and that's really one of the benefits of working with a broker, is that we really see all the different ways that you can get a project financed or throughout that life cycle. So projects that we have worked on have been anything between $1 million glamping development to like $40 million refinancing through commercial mortgage-backed securities, and really everything in between. We don't get involved so much on just pure equipment financing. Really, our clients or the loans that we work with are backed by real estate. But you certainly can fold in all the equipment into that overall package, which is what we specialize in doing. So we maintain a proprietary database of over 300 lenders that we're actively working with at any given point in time. And then always, you know, when we have an assignment, reach out to additional lenders that might be a fit, who might not be part of our, you know, particular database. But we have several kind of key go-to lenders, as well as we always take a broad stroke and make sure that we cover, you know, the local market as well. In terms of a few nuggets to leave you with, really one thing important to understand is that not all SBA loans, which are very popular in this space, they're really not all created equal. And there's really a significant difference in spreads that you can find. We've seen everything between, usually those SBA loans are based on prime, which is a high rate right now, 8.5%. But the spreads on top of prime, we've seen historically anything between 75 basis points up to 300 basis points. And that's a big difference in there. If you can secure some, you know, you can have a couple of over 200 basis points of flux there, depending on what lender you choose. So that's, again, part of the value that we bring. Another important thing to understand is from a SBA perspective, there's two loan types: 7A, which is up to $5 million, and then 504 loans, which you can get up to $12 or $13 million worth of proceeds on an SBA 504 loan. I know that's something that you can get a lot of, you know, significant projects financed at that level. So, and one thing nice about those 504 loans is that the 40% of the loan value is fixed for a 25-year period, and right now those rates are in the mid sixes, which is a very competitive rate if you were to, you know, if that were to lock today. So. The treasury rates have come down a lot over the last 6 weeks, almost 50 basis points. So that really helps the market. Nice to see some movement in a favorable direction after a long hike up. So we're hoping we've seen the peak. It has not yet translated into prime rates coming down, which is tied to the Fed funds rate. And SOFR also hasn't really come down yet. But there is an opportunity in today's market to take advantage of some of those lower rates, and we expect that prime and the SOFR-based lending will be the rates will be coming down here soon as well. So low leverage in terms of where rates are at. Low leverage refinances are kind of starting in the high 6% range, and then construction right now for experienced developers with strong track record starts around 8% and then moves up from there depending on you know, experience and what the particular, you know, specifics are of the project. But generally, yeah, there's good things on the horizon, you know, and the positive move in interest rates here recently has given a lot of people some you know, has caught a lot of people's attention, and should be headed in the right direction finally after a long hike forward. And we are happy to be involved and this will be our second glamping show, but we're new members to the Glamping Association. So thanks for having us. In terms of contact information for me, I can be reached at 312-550-2388. And my email address is dsecula@thebscgroup.com. And Ruben, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. So happy to open it up to any questions that there might be out there.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah, I'm going to put your contact information in there so people can have it, and the website as well. And I'm just kind of using the everyone chat here, so hopefully everybody can see that, and feel free to use the Q&A feature as well in case anybody has any question or requests any additional information, or you can use the Q&A to also put any information that you want out there, and I'll make sure we throw it in the everyone chat as well. But thank you so much, Drew, and really appreciate your time.
Thanks, sir.
All right, next up, let's go ahead and Antonio, I think you're here. So let's go ahead and put Antonio in. There you are. Awesome. We got him in there. Thanks again, Drew. There we go. Awesome. Hey, Antonio, how are you? Oh, we got you on mute, I think. Let's see.
Hey, Ruben.
There you are. Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Good, good. Floor is all yours.
Amazing. Let me share my screen.
Yep. Let me know if you have any issues with that. Perfect. We can see that.
Awesome. So thanks, Ruben. Thanks for the time and everything you do at the AGA. So for those of you that I do not know, I am not new to the American Glamping Association, but I have changed jerseys. So I used to be a co-founder at jupe.com. Now I am founding team member at ID Mirrored Houses USA. So our tagline is redefining nature hospitality. And nature hospitality is what we're all about, right? It's that bringing together of nature, immersiveness, experience to luxury hospitality, basically by doing these beautifully designed and beautifully installed mirrored houses all across the world. So at ID, Mirrored Houses, we do things a little bit differently, right? We look different, we definitely act different, but we definitely have an eye for design and have an eye for basically quality, right? I mean, our businesses are broken down in two main groups. So we have Oud houses and Oud hotels. So the Oud house is where the magic happens, right? This is where we have a 50,000 square foot facility in Northwest Houston, Texas. This is where we design, manufacture, distribute all our mirrored cabins. We have a few different products. Our signature house is a 200 square foot mirrored cabin, full turnkey, with living space, bedroom, and bathroom. We also do a medium-sized unit, which is about 100 square foot little mirrored cabin. We call it the Glamping House. We actually, that is, for those of you that went to the Glamping show last year, we took one of the Glamping houses to the show and sold it within 20 minutes of the show, which was pretty impressive. So good ROI there, Ruben, to shout that amongst other people that are on the fence about going out to the show. And then we also do our little our little saunas, right? So we have a mini sauna, 8x8, 64 square foot little mini sauna, where this is an Estonian Scandinavian designed sauna. Sauna out there in Estonia is basically a religion. And so we have our saunas that do come in three different sizes. The second part of the business is our Oud hotels, right? So this is the hospitality side of our business. We not only manufacture and distribute our beautiful cabins, but we also run a hospitality business where we partner with landowners. We have our own booking platform, our own distribution system in terms of putting heads in beds and really trying to work with our partners and trying to get the best RevPAR out there for the mirrored cabins that they have. We have our own sites as well. So we have our own flagship. So we understand hospitality because we are not just the owners, but we are the actual operators of that business. Just a couple of stats to kind of look at. We are in over 30 countries all across the world. You see there that there's a lot of dots around Europe. Europe is where we got started about 6 years ago, the US is definitely now that blank canvas that we're going after state by state. Canada will soon be next, and then Mexico, we already have a couple of units. So about four, actually that number's a bit off. So about 425 houses distributed or sold across the globe with about a $450 ADR. So quite nice ADR there for those that have our houses on their sites. And net profit is, I think, what a lot of us look at the end of the day in terms of bottom line. And so we have a pretty nice profit rate there. We like to say we're probably the most profitable tiny house in the market, and the numbers kind of show that. See if this video plays.
Antonio, you mentioned that the installation is pretty straightforward. Is that correct? It's less complicated than maybe it would look.
You said installation?
Yeah, installation.
So we've timed our quickest installation, and it was 27 minutes.
Wow, that is impressive. Yeah,
Pretty
that
fast.
makes a big difference, right?
Yeah, huge difference. So the reason I wanted to show that video is this was a very impressive feat for us. This was 2.5 weeks ago, 16 units, 8 trucks, all heading to one location, the furthest point west of the US continent, out in Golden Beach, Oregon. So beautiful property out there. We were able to do all of this outside in our Houston facility, load all the trucks, be able to have a huge convoy of all our cabins out there. And now they've all been deployed. They were deployed in a day. So back to your question, Ruben, they are quite turnkey in terms of I mentioned a little bit about kind of the different business models that we run here. Direct sales obviously is what we do as a manufacturer and a distributor, but we also have our partnerships where we partner with landowners on a basically revenue share, revenue split of the gross room revenues that come in. Typically, we want people to buy a unit, show that they can run it, show that they can manage it, and show some success there before we start to get into a partnership. The partnerships are great as well. We're all in on them. We have 2 of them in North America right now and looking to grow that number. And then I mentioned also our flagships. We'll have one soon in Texas, possibly up in Montana, Utah, and Mexico as well. So this is where we are doing end-to-end all the hardware, software, marriage of the two, bringing it together and making it real for folks. In terms of our brand, we're definitely looking at increasing our portfolio, bringing in new products. Obviously, the US is a very different market than Europe and the rest of the world. So we're getting as much feedback as we possibly can from guests and users and other folks that we're interacting with on a daily basis. And now, since we are in Texas and everything is bigger in Texas, we will have a bigger signature house. So a 2-bedroom signature house will be one of those things that we'll be working on. Not sure if we'll have it for the glamping show, but soon to come. And then we also have this really cool kind of see-through rooftop glassy unit, as you see there in some of the photos. So been recognized all across all the glossy kind of magazines and places like National Geographic. We are kind of co-branding, co-marketing our products as much as we can with other brands that are out there, successful, drumming the beat around outdoors. Buster and Punch is just one of them. We do all the FF&E with them. So really high-end UK-based brand. Plunge, for those of you that are into the cold and hot wellness, Nordic Cycle. Plunge is a company. I think they're probably the largest cold plunge company out there. We've struck a partnership with them, with our saunas, and then that person on the right there, it's not me, although we have the same barber. That's Joe Rogan. So we're trying to get Joe to use our sauna and help us grow his. I think he's up to 19 million followers on Instagram, so pretty large following. But yeah, look, I mean, from a brand standpoint and some of the things that we do and we think about really, really hard when we come up with our products and our portfolio, we have this saying that you need to disconnect to connect. And that's really about just being immersive in nature and getting out there. A lot of us here on the phone and on the call are very much nature enthusiasts, just like myself. Spent a lot of time out there with different agencies and different boards around outdoor ethics. But this mindfulness and the sound journey that you get from nature, I think, is one of those things that we're all really proud to be a part of. So we do a couple of different things, from everything from a detox box to having our units outfitted for yoga rooms. But this is something that I'm happy to leave you all with. And if you guys have any questions and comments, my email is right on top there, Antonio@oudhouse.com, telephone number. And then I'm on most of the social networks, I guess, where all the cool kids hang out sometimes. Antonio, Zalez.
Tony, just 3 quick questions, if you could rifle through them. The first one was, do you do the installation as well? So I think they're just saying, do you handle the installation?
We do not handle the installation. We give definitely a playbook around installation guidelines. We do work with general contractors that are managing some of the projects, but we ourselves do not do them.
And what's in the digital detox box?
It is very high tech and very secretive, so I'll keep that to myself. And if you're around the glamping show, I'll show you what's in it.
Deal. What do you suggest operators do to keep the mirrors clean after rain and more mist and dust on it?
Yeah, people always get, I guess, somewhat. It's a little bit of a mind numbing thing where they see the size of mirror, which is 10 foot high, and they're like, how much work is that going to really take? It really takes very little work. We on our houses clean them about once a month. So about once a month, you basically, depending how windy and dusty things are around there, taking, I mean, a quick pressure hose to it and squeegeeing the windows with a window cleaner is all you need. So I think our quickest person does it in about 12 minutes. It might take someone else maybe a little bit more time.
Awesome. Thanks, Antonio. Looking forward to seeing you at the Glamping show, and thanks for popping in. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care.
All right. Next we have Griffin. Are you there? We've got Camp Spot up next. And oh, there you are. Perfect. Great. So the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruben. Happy to be here. Yeah, as a quick introduction, my name is Griffin Engel. I'm the Director of Sales and Business Development here at CampSpot, which is a campground reservation software, glamping reservation software, RV resort reservation software, and has quite a bit of property management solutions to that as well. So that kind of expanse of our offering goes from everything from being the solution that your guests would book all of these awesome experiences that Antonio and crew are speaking to here. So we really provide, again, the guest booking experience, your administrative platform for you as property owners and managers to take payments, manage your guests, open up a really positive guest experience with feature sets like online check-in and things like that. So I will go ahead and share a couple of pieces on our end. The cool thing with being a technology solution is on calls like this, I do actually get to kind of demonstrate what we offer. And the first thing that I really want to showcase here is really just our mission and what we're trying to do as a solutions provider. And it's really these 4 tenets. We want to make camping easier. We want to enhance the guest experience. We want to unlock additional, not just any generic revenue potential, but we want to unlock new revenue streams for campgrounds through booking processes, on-site solutions, and things like that. And then, as you operate and as you bring in these reservations and guests, you need to be able to analyze that, look at your revenue opportunities, analyze your processes and operations to find places where there's opportunity to grow. That's one thing that we really were founded on, was revenue generating opportunities. And that's a core focus of our platform. So when speaking to kind of the specifics of what we offer, there is the online marketplace. So if you were to go to campspot.com, we are kind of the solution for a camper or a glamping enthusiast to find a new property. So if I was to look in a certain area, you are finding all of the properties that use CampSpot as a management solution. Being one of the largest provider in this space, we have about 2,600 properties around the US and Canada that use us for the reservation solutions and are able to allow their guests to book in real time directly through our solution. The second environment being your direct booking solution as well. So, if somebody was to go to the website for your property, that we wouldn't want to showcase all of the properties that are on CampSpot, but we drive the business directly to you. And then finally, we have an administrative platform that allows you to, again, manage all of those pieces, manage your arrivals and departures to the property, manage housekeeping. So even the maintenance of those mirror cabins that Antonio was talking about, the housekeeping of that can be managed within our platform as well. So a lot of cool partnerships that I'm kind of seeing on the call, hopefully develop, and we'll continue to develop at the Glamping show. One thing to not brag about, but something to kind of tout ourselves for, is we were fortunate enough to be named the technology provider of the year by the American Glamping Association in 2022. So that's something that we are really proud of. We've been a part of the association, I think, for 4 years now, and it's been a really good time to really interact with glamping providers in the space and continue to be a part of that industry. And then going back to my slides here, one of the things that I can kind of express is that we are trying to blend the experience of booking and the needs of our individual properties, resorts, glamping properties, and everything along those lines. So we are really trying to facilitate that booking experience and bring people to the properties that we work with. I don't know how many people on the call are active campers or glampers, but the process right now is kind of around, you go on Google and you search for glamping properties near me, and you kind of go through 10 different websites and trying to find something that matches a price point, matches an experience that you're looking for. And that's really the experience that we are trying to deliver in one platform. So I could go on to CampSpot and say, I'm looking for something with a beach and all of these kind of parameters to help the experience of somebody who is looking for your property and drive that forward. So that's one of the pieces I can speak to when we're talking about just revenue generation, is driving more traffic to the properties we work with. But in addition, we have some designated revenue generating feature sets. And even to use, again, Antonio, you're going to be my kind of guinea pig here, as saunas as potentially an add-on to an additional stay. That's something that I feel like a lot of people who are booking at your property would be interested in kind of upselling or offering an additional experience to. I don't know if we would be able to offer Joe Rogan as an add-on, but I think that would be an interesting prospect here. But there are a lot of revenue generating tools that we really bring into play, and we see properties that come on board to CampSpot and typically kind of generate 30 to 40% of additional revenue in just their first year on the platform. And it's really the experience that somebody can have in booking, not only online, but with a positive experience that showcases exactly what you have to offer, the sites and units that somebody can stay at, even those add-ons where somebody can have a an additional experience. And I think that's where CampSpot and the Glamping Association really align. We work with a lot of RV parks and kind of standard campgrounds as well. But again, what we're really trying to uplift here is your customer's experience, and that goes from the minute they find you online, through the booking process, through their check-in process, all the way to even what happens after their stay, where we can send out post-stay reviews and information about what to do if you enjoyed your time. Please review us and come back soon. So really just trying to align with the ideal camping and glamping experience here, based on the kind of workflows within our platform. So as a little bit more background, we've been around since about 2015. We were founded by a company in the camping and glamping space, and they own about 23 properties around the country. So we have a lot of experience and a lot of real kind of glamping, I guess, experience that goes right into the development of our application to deliver a good booking platform. And we've tried to stick with that from there. We are solely within the camping and glamping industries, and just trying to drive additional revenue for the properties that we work with. For just kind of, I guess, pieces moving forward, we are looking to continue innovating in the space. One of our main priorities now is integrating with other solutions. We are really the hub of your whole activity and your operations and your property management, but there are 1,000 tools out there that can help you with marketing and on-site sales and things like that. So integrations with marketing tools, integrations with point of sale systems for restaurants and things like that are a pretty significant look at our upcoming roadmap. So if you're interested in more information, you can reach out to me. I will share my information with Ruben. You can reach us at software.campspot.com, and I will make sure that my direct email is in the chat here as well. And that's all I have. Back to you.
Thank you. I threw your email address in there. You got one quick question here. Do you cross post on other OTAs like Airbnb, etc., to market a property and sync calendars?
Yes, good question. So right now we have integrations with Booking.com, Airbnb, and VRBO. So long story short is yes, we're always looking to expand those opportunities, but those were the ones that we've identified first and really drive the most business for glamping properties.
And does CampSpot take an additional percentage from client bookings, or is revenue generated solely through your SaaS subscriptions?
So we are solely reservation based. So our SaaS subscription is reservation usage based. So essentially our mentality there is, if we help you succeed in creating these reservations, we grow with you. There is essentially no cost on a user basis. There's no just general subscription. It's all based around how we help you deliver those bookings.
And then does CampSpot website have a filter for various classes of RVs, lengths that are supported at a property?
Yes, that's a very good question. So every individual site, which is I think over 200,000 bookable sites just on the marketplace alone, does have those capabilities. So if I'm filtering down by RV site, I can say, I've got a motorhome that's 28 feet, and then all of that inventory would filter down to find something that fits that equipment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good questions, everybody. Griffin, thank you so much for popping in. For the other speakers, unfortunately, we ran out of time. But thank you again, Griffin and CampSpot and all the other speakers. If anybody's interested in participating in the next Glamping Business Spotlight, just send me an email or message. We'll make sure that we get you on there for the next one here in 3 weeks. So just make sure that you just reach out, and we'll make sure that you have a spot. I think I have everybody's contact information and websites there in the chat. But if anybody would like more information, personal introduction, clarification, whatever it might be, just reach out and we'll make sure that we take care of you. And if anything else is top of mind, don't hesitate to reach out. And again, as always, if there's any updates or news or anything that you need or for us to shout about, please let us know. And then make sure any questions about the Glamping Show, Glamping University, or the LinkedIn channel, the private group, please let us know if you're having any questions or issues with that. And have a great rest of your June. And we'll look forward to chatting with everybody next week. All right. Take care, everybody. It's a little bit more of an awkward goodbye now since we switched to the webinar feature and not everybody can say goodbye, but I feel your presence. I see you waving and everything. There you go, Antonio. Thank you. So thank you guys. Have a have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, have a good one, Ruben. Got to get one in there.